Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm doing a Destiny Hero deck profile. So this is really cool because it actually summons Destiny Hero Dominance and Destiny Hero Plasma, which are really good, iconic Destiny Hero monsters. This is a really fun deck that basically is focused around the Destiny Hero engine of heroes, which is an amazing engine and probably one of my favorite actual areas of heroes because there are so many different kind of hero monsters in the entire game. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell next to become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description because we got awesome rewards for you guys, like getting your name in the description of every single video, getting assigned cards into the mail, or even getting a requested deck profile just like this one every single month that you're a patron. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this one. So this is actually a deck that's been getting requests all the time, and it's really a fun deck. So first off, we're going to be playing a single copy of Destiny Hero Plasma. So Destiny Hero Plasma's effect is basically that it negates all face-up monsters your opponent controls effects, which is really good. And then it also has the ability that you have to treat 3 monsters to special summon this card from your hand. It can also target a monster your opponent controls and equip it to this card, and then it gains half the attack of the opponent's monster that's equipped to this card. Then we play one copy of Destiny Hero Dogma. Dogma and Plasma let me go into my copy of Destiny in Dragoons, and this card is a really good card in the deck because when it's on the field, you contribute up to 3 Destiny Hero monsters, or at least one Destiny Hero monster to special summon this card. And then it also has the ability that if this card is special summoned, half your opponent's life points during your opponent's next standby phase. So it instantly just halves their life, and I mean that's absolutely crazy that it just halves their life points. And it comes out as a 3400 beat stick. That is a really, really big monster that you're going to be able to summon. 2 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious, because this card gets hit back and forth between limited and unlimited, or semi-limited and unlimited, like badminton, which is hilarious. Like a tennis ball, it's hilarious how much this card gets hit back and forth between limited and semi-limited, or semi-limited and unlimited. But we're having it 2 right now, so you just basically banish 1 copy to special summon the other one from the deck. You don't ever want to open this card. You always want to just send it to the graveyard, from your deck to the graveyard, to be able to banish it. 3 copies of Drill Dark. Drill Dark, when this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon a Destiny Hero monster from your hand with attack less than or equal to this card, which is 1600. And then this card battles, it inflicts piercing damage as well. So just getting that extra Destiny Hero to your side of the field really helps out to be able to OTK your opponent and be able to extend your plays. Then we play a single copy of Celestial. Celestial is really good to have in the graveyard, because when you declare an attack, you can target a spell card your opponent controls and destroy it. And if this card, and then inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent. But the really good effect about this card is if it's in your graveyard, if this card is in your graveyard while you have no cards in your hand, you can banish this card and a Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard and then draw 2 cards. So it helps you recur and get you extra value out of your graveyard. A single copy of Decider. Decider is really good because during the turn this card would inflict damage to you while this card's in your graveyard. You can return this card to your hand, and if you do, make the effect damage 0. And then when this card is normal or special summon, you can add a hero monster from your graveyard to your hand, except during the end phase. Kind of good. It really helps out to be able to add them back from the graveyard back to your hand during the end phase, because it can help you recur like Plasma after you've used it for a fusion play. 1 copy of Draw Hand. Draw Hand's really good as a 1-up to me, because if it is special summoned by the effect of a hero monster, you can make each player draw a card, and then during the next standby phase after this card was sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your grave, but banish it when it leaves the field, to get you an additional monster on the field for additional fusion plays. 1 copy of Diamond Dude, because you can reveal cards off the top of your deck, and if it's a normal spell, then you can activate it during your next turn. Even this card's not on the field, which is really helpful just to be able to get you that extra value. And 1 copy of Dynatag. If this card is in the graveyard, or during damage calculation, when you take battle damage, you can discard this card to make yourself take no damage. And if you do, each player takes 1,000 points of damage. And you manage this card from your graveyard, and then target a Destiny Hero monster you control, and it gains 1,000 attack, which can work out really cool with your Dystopia in your extra deck, because you can change its attack and then pop a monster on the field. 1 copy of Dreamer. Dreamer is really good in here too, because what it does is during damage calculation, if your hero monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent, or if a Destiny Hero monster is destroyed by battle and this card's in your graveyard, or when it battles, you can special summon this card and make that monster unable to be destroyed by battle. And if you do, you take no battle damage from that battle. And if summoned this way, banish it when it leaves the field. And then a single copy of Disc Commander. Cannot be special summoned from the graveyard at the turn it was sent there. And if it's special summoned, then you get to draw 2 cards. You can only use this effect once per duel. So That's it for the Destiny Heroes. It's a really well-rounded amount of Destiny Heroes because you can use all of their effects very well. You don't really need any more of the ones on the bottom except for one. Celestial I'll put up top because you might need two. Sometimes you can get away with two, but I usually just use one. And then I usually just use one Plasma and one Dogma in any of my builds that I play heroes. So that's it for the Destiny Heroes. Let's get into the other hero monsters that help support the deck. So for the other hero monsters, we play a single copy of Honest Neos because it can boost any hero monster you control by 2,500 just by discarding it to the graveyard. One copy of Liquid Soldier, aka Squirtman, because what this card does is when this card is normal summon, you get to target a level 4 or lower hero monster in your graveyard and special summon it. And if this card is used as a fusion material of a hero monster and sent to the graveyard or banished, then you can draw 2 cards and then discard a card, which is helpful because it helps you go into your copy of the Solid. Frozen, what is it, over Absolute Zero, or Acid. It helps you go into either one of those. Then we play a single copy of Solid Soldier. Solid Soldier is basically here just to help us go into link plays, because you can normal summon the Solid Soldier and then special summon a level 4 or lower hero monster in your hand. And it also has the ability that if this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard by a spell effect, which is like Polymerization, or if your opponent Lightning Storms it, then you can target a hero monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position, which is helpful. 2 copies of Shadow Mist if they're sent to the graveyard, then you get to add a hero monster in your deck, and if it's special summon, then you get to add a hero or change quick play spell from your deck to your hand. 3 copies of Stratos, which searches literally any hero. Anything with hero in its name, it searches. I never thought I'd see this card go back to 3, but it did. 2 copies of Vion. Vion sends any hero from your deck to the graveyard, and it also has the ability that you can banish a hero from the graveyard to add a Polymerization from your deck to your hand, which is really helpful. 3 copies of Vision Hero Pharos. You discard a hero monster, special summon this card to your side of the field, and then you can put a Vision Hero Increase in your back row. You can tribute the Pharos on your side of the field, and then summon the Increase out of your back row as a continuous trap. And if you do, then you get to special summon a level 4 lower Vision Hero from your deck, which is always going to be the Vision Hero Vion, which then Vion is going to send your Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist is going to trigger and then search whichever piece of your Destiny Heroes that you need from your deck, or send a copy of your Destiny Hero Malicious to start working into your Destiny Hero engine as well. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. By the way, the deck, I believe, is 43 cards. Last I counted, it was 43, but I've been doing a lot of edits with it recently. So now for the spells, we're going to play a single copy of Rhoda just to be able to add extra cards from our deck to our hand, like any of our hero monsters. Miracle Fusion, because it just helps us go into other cards, and plus we play Sunriser in the extra deck, so it's searchable off the Sunriser. 3 copies of Emergency Call. It searches any elemental hero from our deck to our hand, which is going to be Stratos, and then Stratos can normal summon, searching any other hero from our deck to our hand, which is going to help out a lot. 3 copies of Mass Change. Mass Change lets us go into any of our masked heroes as well, which is super helpful. And then for the fusion spells, we're going to be playing a single Polymerization. You just need a single Polymerization because it's going to help you out a lot to be able to go into search it off of the copy of your Vision Hero Vion. We play 3 copies of Destiny Fusion, which is arguably one of the best fusion spells in the entire game. I use this card in a lot of different decks, like Dark Armed Dragon. I use it in my regular hero deck. I use it in this deck. I mean, it's just a really good card because it lets you fusion summon a Destiny Hero monster from your extra deck using a Destiny Hero monster from your deck. You can send the materials from your deck to the graveyard, which is really cool. I like that, to be able to mill cards out of your deck. And it also has the ability that you cannot use the effects, you cannot special summon monsters except for Dark Hero monsters this turn, which is not that big of a deal. And then we play 3 copies of Destiny Draw, which is just discard any of your numerous Destiny heroes that we play in the deck to be able to just instantly get those effects off and get them in the graveyard to be able to trigger effects, which is nice. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into that extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Destiny Hero Dominance. Destiny Hero Dominance is one of my favorite hero fusions of all time. I love the artwork of this card, and it's a really good card because during your main phase, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck and your opponent's deck, and then place them back in any order. So it lets you look at and get that knowledge of what your opponent's getting and be able to kind of mess up your opponent's plays. And then when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can draw a card, which is basically like letting you search a card because it's already coming out at 2,900, so it's going to be easy to destroy something. And then it also has the ability, if this fusion summoned card is destroyed by battle or by card effect, then you can target 3 level 9 or lower Destiny Hero monsters with different names in your graveyard and special summon them. Really good effect to be able to special summon your Destiny Heroes from graveyard, to be able to just swarm the board, to be able to use them for link plays or fusion plays. One copy of Dystopia. Dystopia is basically here because it works really good with Dynatag and is one of the all-stars in the entire deck. What this card does is if it's special summoned, you can target a level 4 lower Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that target's attack, which is usually going to be 1600. It also has the ability that if this card's attack is different from its original attack, then you can target one card on the field and destroy it, and if you do, this card's attack becomes its original attack, which is kind of cool as well because it works really well with Dynatag. One copy of Dusktopia. Dusktopia lets us fusion summon when it's fusion summon, and then once per turn, you can target a monster on the field and make it unable to be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and if you do, neither player can take battle damage from that monster, which is really cool to have an immune monster on your side of the field and have something that can make them immune. One copy of Destiny Hero Dangerous. Dangerous is really good because it's the starter card in the deck, because you can discard a card to send a Destiny Hero monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, Destiny Hero cards you control gain 200 attack for each Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard. It can be a lot of Destiny Heroes in the graveyard to be able to boost it. One copy of Destiny in Dragoons. I summon this a lot in the deck. You can't summon it off your copy of Destiny Fusion. You have to summon it off of Polymerization, but I do actually summon this card a lot. And what it does is a fusion summon of this card must be conducted with your Destiny Hero Plasma and Dogma. And then once per turn, you can destroy a monster your opponent controls and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack of that monster. And then if this card activated, you cannot conduct your battle phase this turn. And then during your standby phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can remove and play one other Destiny Hero and then special summon this card back, which is really good to be able to just replace itself. Trinity, just for those OTKs, because you can attack three times at 5,000 a pop, which is really helpful. Sunriser, to search that Miracle Fusion, it's really easy to go in this card. Absolute Zero, usually your target to go in with your Miracle Fusion. Acid as well. Acid's really good because you can just instantly tag into this card with your Absolute Zero and destroy all spells and traps and monsters on your opponent's side. It'll just completely board wipes your opponent, which is super helpful. Double Dark Law. Dark Law is super easy to go into in this deck. I only usually find myself going into one, so if you want to drop a Dark Law and go into something else, you can actually drop the Dark Law and play another card in the deck if you want. One copy of Dread Decimator. Dread Decimator is really good because this card can be any hero, or basically any hero that it points to gains 100 attack for each other hero in the graveyard with different names. And if this card attacks Defense Position monster, it inflicts piercing damage. And then 2 copies of Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader in this particular build is really good because you play so many Destiny Heroes that it's easy to target a Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard and special summon it. And I make this card at least twice a game, which is really helpful because you make this card and then go into your copy of the Dread Decimator really quickly. But summoning 2 of them is not that big of a deal. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. It's a really cool Destiny Hero build. Yes, it does play other heroes in the deck, but you kind of have to play the other heroes. I mean, why would you not play Stratos at 3 in the deck? And why would you not play Honest Neos? I mean, it's just really good to be able to play those other hero monsters in the deck, to be able to just basically summon what you need to summon and make the deck so much more consistent. So anyways, guys, that's it for the deck. I hope you did enjoy it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on the soon come part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.